Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this super adorable little tiny squash box, is what I'm calling it. And inside there are two Ghirardelli mini squares. Now I originally saw a project similar to this on Annika Fleba's blog called Fleba Art. And I converted her metric measurements, but then also decided to make it a little bit smaller. So I love this little size. The bottom of the box measures 1.5 inches square, and it's just a super cute little treat holder. So let me show you how easy this is to make, and let's get started. I have two pieces of paper here. One is Emerald Envy that measures 2.25 by 5.5. And then I'm using a piece of designer series paper from Pick a Pattern, and this measures 1.5 by 5.5. On the short side of the Emerald Envy, we're going to go ahead and score this at 3/8 of an inch and 1 7/8. I'm going to rotate it, and along the long side, we're going to score this at 2 inches and 3.5 inches. Okay. And then on the pattern paper, we're just going to score it along the long side at 2 inches and 3.5 inches. Hold on to your stylus. And first, I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish on all the score lines. Now on the Emerald Envy piece, we're going to cut up these vertical score lines, but stopping at that horizontal score line. And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to notch these two outside sections, but I'm going to notch them at a 45-degree angle. And I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, then now that those are notched, we're going to go ahead and remove this center section. So I'm just going to fold this out of the way and then just cut away the center small tab here. Repeat the same thing on the other side. All right, and then we have a piece that looks like this. Let me bring in a template for you, and that'll show you. Those are the areas that we just cut away, what I've got kind of scribbled out here. And now what we're going to work on is trying to create this kind of triangular section here. So what I'm going to bring in is my quilter's ruler, and I find that this is the easiest for making the marks that we need to do these really cool diagonal score lines. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my quilter's ruler, but just looking at this line along here, I'm kind of ignoring the tabs. And I want to go in 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to make a pencil mark at 1 inch and 4.5 inches. You'll see those two pencil marks there. And this is essentially, this section here is 2 inches by 1.5 inches. So we're marking the center point, which is 3/4 of an inch in and 1 inch in for that center point. I'm going to do the same thing to the pattern piece. Again, making pencil marks at 1 inch and 4.5 inches. And we are 3/4 of an inch in. I'm going to bring in the Simply Scored again. And what we're going to do, and I'm going to just kind of fold these tabs in, but I want to score at 3/4 of an inch down to that pencil mark. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, folding away those tabs, and 3/4 of an inch down to the pencil mark. So we've got those straight lines there. Do the same thing on this piece. So 3/4 of an inch down to the pencil, rotate 3/4 of an inch down to that pencil. Okay. I like to use this ruler with a cork backing so it doesn't slide. And what we're going to do is score from the pencil mark diagonally to the corner. And we're going to do that in both directions. So we're doing these diagonal score lines here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. You want to put the stylus down first, bring the ruler to it, and then make sure you leave enough space at the corner here for the size of the stylus. So when you score, it'll go from pencil mark to the corner. And you'll repeat on all 4 sides And the same thing on the patterned piece. Okay, now remove your pencil marks. And next we're just going to go ahead and fold on these diagonal lines. The diagonals we're going to fold outwards. And the straight lines we're going to fold inwards. I like to put my index finger on top and thumb and middle finger behind and just try to kind of coerce that paper into place. We'll do the same thing on all sections. All right, now our box is ready to put together. This is what the template looks like. We've got our pieces. All right, so I'm going to flip the Emerald MV piece over. I'm just going to grab a little bit of liquid glue and place that inside the center square. And what we're going to do is I'm going to fold. We're going to line up this edge with this cut edge here. We're just going to center that right in that middle section there. Just make sure that that's centered. We basically want that to be in between the two score lines. And the liquid glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some tear and tape adhesive. And you'll see I've already got this cut on a diagonal, but I'm going to go ahead and put the tear and tape on these little side tabs, putting it right up to where that score line is and making sure that the tear and tape goes all the way to the edges. And for this, I'm just going to use my scissors to make sure that it is all the way up to the edge. And we'll repeat that all the way around. All right, now our box is ready to put together. So I'm just going to peel off the backing of the tear and tape, and we're going to line up this cut edge with this score line to start to form our box. And do that, we'll repeat on all four corners. Okay, now we did the 45-degree angle because we want to make sure that that cardstock is not getting in the way when we go to fold this in, but I do recommend that you try to make sure that those folds are nice and sharp. So just reinforce them, especially on the designer series paper. And then we can just kind of dry fit this box. You can see how it goes together. I just take the corners here and just push them in, and then the box should fold into place. How cool is that? All right, so we need to punch some holes so we can feed our ribbon through. And what we're going to do is punch a hole on each of the four corners using the 1/8 inch circle punch. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's like this middle section here that has kind of a cutout on the inside. What I like to do is kind of, place the hole punch over that, but then let kind of the corner of the box kind of catch there. And that's just going to make sure that I am punching at the same position all the way around. So again, I'm punching right on that corner, like so. We'll do that all the way around. And there we go. We've got 4 holes punched at each of the corners. See where they are now? All right, let's do a little bit of stamping. We're going to use the stamp set Teeny Tiny Wishes and the sentiment Happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll stamp that in Emerald Envy on Whisper White. Okay, we're going to punch that sentiment out with the classic label punch, and that the sentiment will just barely fit. So take your time in lining it up. Then I'm going to feed the right side of the punch out back into the punch to give it a little banner end. So I'm just lining it back up and cutting out kind of a diamond shape. And there's a little banner end there. Now on the opposite end, I'm going to take my 1/8 inch punch and punch a circle there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to cut about a 10-inch length of our 1/8 inch Whisper White sheer ribbon. And I do want to make sure that at least one of the ends is cut on the diagonal to make it easier to feed through the holes. Now first, before we run the ribbon through, let's go ahead and put in our Ghirardelli squares, and I just kind of fold up the wrapper, place that in the bottom. And you can actually fit 3 of them in there, but 2 is a good fit as well. Okay, so I'm going to feed this in through the left hole. I'm going to pull it through, pass it through the hole on the opposite side. Bring that around the back, through this hole, and then back through to the front. So you kind of have this X pattern here. Now I'm going to go ahead and feed my sentiment on one end here. And then we will push our box together and also simultaneously pull that ribbon tight. And that should hold it together. I'm just going to tie this in a bow. And there we have it, our super cute St. Patrick's Day little mini squash box treat holder. Super cute, and you can totally adapt this easily for multiple occasions by just changing up the sentiment, the colors, the paper that you use, and the ribbon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you're in the US and you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project details and measurements. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. And I have options to subscribe to both my monthly newsletter and my daily blog updates, and I'd love to welcome you as a new subscriber. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in joining my team of Paper Pixies, you can purchase your starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.